Good morning, readers and writers, and welcome to our literacy lesson for the week of May 4th through May 8th. So here's a look at our work we're going to be doing, and we are going to be working this week on explicit versus implicit information in the text. And in this video, I'm going to show you how we're going to be doing that. Okay, so our expectations for this week are: first, you'll watch the video from Mr. Jablonski. You'll also be reading independently every day to fill out your virtual reader's notebook. And we'll be looking at that. I'll be checking that as well. And then you're also going to complete the daily activities. So let's take a look at explicit versus implicit information when reading a text. So as you're reading, you're going to stop when you have questions and try to come up with deep answers. Last week, that's what we were working on while we were reading. We were checking our thinking. Okay? That skill is really going to help us as we move forward this week. Our learning objective for this week is: I know that a text contains explicit and implicit information. Now we're going to learn about what those two terms mean. Explicit information is information that is stated clearly and in detail. There's no room for interpretation. In other words, you can point to that right in the text. Okay, I can point to the word explicit right in the text. That means it's right there. There's no room for interpretation. Everybody can see that the word is right there. Now, conversely, implicit information is something that the author implies or suggests, but is not stated clearly. In other words, you're going to use your background knowledge plus what the author said to make an inference. Okay? You will use implicit information to help you make an inference. Let's look at that a little bit further. Okay? You're going to be noticing clues about the characters from the text as we're reading. We did that in our first unit this year. You're going to be combining the clues with what you already know about people, your personal knowledge or background knowledge of people, and state an idea. You're going to figure out what is implied and then make an inference. Okay? The text clues, it says your background knowledge, I know, and then the inference is so I think. And let's do an example from an actual text. Okay, so in this text here, we're going to read about the grasshopper and the ant. The grasshopper laughed at the ant and said, "Stop your silly work and have fun with me." "No," said the ant, "I'm gathering food for winter. You must do that too." "Ha ha ha ha! Right now? I have plenty to eat. Why should I worry now?" laughed the grasshopper. Okay, now we're going to take a deeper look at what is explicit and implicit in this little piece of text here. Okay, the text explicitly states that the grasshopper laughed at the ant. It is right here. Okay, I can underline that fact right here. "Ha ha ha," he said. Okay, we know that he is laughing right here. I can point to that in the text. That is explicit information. I know that the grasshopper laughed. And it also says it right here. We see ha ha ha, and then after it, it says laughed the grasshopper. That is explicit. It's stated right there. I can point to it using my eraser here. Now we're going to go a little bit further and look at the implicit information. Because of what I know about people who act like the grasshopper, I can find implicit information or make an inference. I can say, I think the grasshopper is selfish because he laughs at the ant when he's asked to work. And he has a guitar in his hand as he's sitting there watching the ant work, meaning he is enjoying some music and just relaxing. okay? I can use my implicit information that I have, an inference. The author doesn't actually say that the grasshopper is selfish and lazy, but he's just saying in here, he's laughing at the ant because the ant's working, and he's just relaxing with his guitar in his hand. So I can make an inference and use the implicit information to say that the grasshopper is not only selfish, but he's also lazy. Okay, now we're going to take a look at explicit versus implicit information in the song that we are using for our Reader's Workshop this week, called Titanium. Okay, when you look at the lyrics, you will notice that the person who's singing, okay, somebody is shouting at them, but they cannot hear the words because they are ricocheting or bouncing off. That's an explicit words that are right in the song. I can make an inference, okay, using implicit information. I can think to myself that the singer is tuning out what the person is saying because what they are saying isn't very nice. They're saying unkind words, the singer, okay? That's why they're tuning it out. That's why their words are bouncing off them and ricocheting. The song also states that the author is calling the other person's words bullets. So I can imply or make an inference that whatever the other person is saying is really, really harmful because bullets can cause harm. Finally, the song says, fire away, you shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. Now, we can use the implicit information here to make an inference and think that this means that the singer is proving that they are stronger than whatever negative thoughts the bully has for them. I know this because the singer is comparing themselves to titanium, which is a super strong metal. This shows how strong the singer is and determined to not let whatever these negative actions are to bring them down. So this week in our Readers and Writers Workshop and moving forward, we are going to learn about how texts contain explicit and implicit information. Again, explicit information is stated clearly and in detail. There's no room for interpretation. In other words, you can point to the words, they're right there. That information is right there in front of you. Implicit information, on the other hand, is something that the author implied or suggests, but is not stated clearly. In order to make an inference using implicit information, we have to use our background knowledge plus what the author said. And we looked at an example with the grasshopper and the ant. Great job, readers and writers. Keep up the good work.